You may or may not understand me, but please try to.
You are in. And even now, you're listening to all of this within one of the platforms that is designed to take your focus and energy away.
The only things certain in life are death, uncertainty, and constant stress and suffering, all of which are temporarily covered up by so-called happiness and freedom that we all are blindly seeking, yet never fully satisfied with. You are so blessed to have this moment, to choose or decide, to do so many other things. It is not you that is good or bad. It is your intentional thoughts, words, and actions that are good or bad.
Unplug from this so-called matrix and look within you with the right knowledge.
Transforming the mindset will transform the world. It all starts with you. This is Darkness to Light by Mr. Nobody.
Before the form of earth, there was only stillness.
Light beings came from higher realms. They were radiant and free. But touching form, they began to forget.
They tasted the world.
They tasted the world. Craving began. The light dimmed. Their forms began to change.
They saw each other and noticed difference. From difference came judgment. From judgment came identity. The illusion of self was born.
They began to compare. They wanted what others had. They claimed. They judged. And suffering took root.
They became self-aware. Modesty appeared. They created rules and roles. Time began to matter.
They forgot who they were. The light was gone. Suffering became normal. And no one remembered why.
They smiled on the outside, but inside, they were lost. Everyone was wearing a mask. No one remembered who they were. The noise never stopped. Every moment was filled with distraction. The world got louder. Distraction became their comfort. They were afraid of silence. The more they chased, the less they felt. Still, something inside whispered, "This isn't it."
Why do I feel different from everyone else? Sometimes, I felt like I saw the world a little differently than others.
I sensed something more, something greater than what I was being told. It felt like I was meant to understand something deeper. The questions had already begun. Why am I here? What is the purpose of all this? But the world wouldn't stay silent forever. Noise returned, loud, fast, and constant. The stillness was replaced by expectation. Voices told me who I should be. Screens showed me what to chase. But no one stopped to ask who I truly was. I became what the world expected. I played the roles. But something inside me was slipping away. I smiled when I had to. I did what they expected. But something inside was fading.
I stayed quiet. I kept it all inside until I couldn't anymore. In the silence, something stirred. A small voice was still alive, a spark that hadn't died. I heard a voice, not outside, but within. It said, "You're still here, and that means you still have a choice." I wasn't broken. I was buried. And now, I was beginning to rise.
I walked into the monastery with 1,000 questions, but something shifted.
I didn't find answers in words. I found them in the silence between them.
In silence, I listened. In stillness, I learned. This teacher didn't lecture. He helped me see what was already there.
I started reading, meditating, praying, trying to find the path. But nothing clicked.
No matter what I tried, nothing worked. The silence was louder than ever, and I was still lost.
I kept it together for everyone else, but inside, I was falling apart.
I couldn't hold it in anymore. I broke.
I couldn't keep pretending. I collapsed. I collapsed. And in the darkness, something shifted. In the silence, I noticed a spark. I didn't know what it was, but something inside me felt alive again.
Something inside me was changing.
It wasn't joy. It wasn't clarity. But it was something new. Something that felt like the beginning.
For the first time in a long time, I could breathe. I didn't feel okay, but I wasn't drowning either.
In a moment of deep seeking, memories of another existence flooded back.
I was once a warrior, a prince of darkness, a son of the divine.
I saw the Buddha radiating peace, performing miracles beyond comprehension.
We were sent, 144,000 of us, to guide a lost world back to the light.
We chose to descend into the chaos, to remember, and to help others remember.
But in forgetting who we were, we fell deep into the darkness.
I thought I could hold it together, but my mind had other plans.
I found myself in a place I never imagined, a mental hospital, wondering how I got here. I started to see things, shadows dancing, whispers crawling through the walls.
I couldn't tell what was real anymore. Everything felt broken.
Even in the hospital, I was trapped inside myself, drowning in silence and visions no one else could see. And then I broke completely. There was nothing left but the void.
And then, she walked in. Dr. Flores didn't try to fix me. She just saw me.
She didn't interrupt. She didn't judge. She just listened, and I finally felt human again.
In her presence, something shifted. The storm quieted, just enough to breathe.
I was still fragile, but something in Dr. Kapila's silence felt safe. Like he truly saw me. Dr. Kasun was calm, consistent. And something about him made me want to try again.
For the first time, I felt the sun penged, not just on my skin, but deep inside my being.
As I healed, I began to see deeper. Not just what happened, but why it happened.
There is suffering in birth, in aging, in loss, in death.
Suffering begins with craving, the thirst to have, to hold, to become.
There is a way out. When craving ceases, peace begins.
Right view, right intention, right speech. A path that leads out of suffering.
Right view is seeing life through the Four Noble Truths: suffering, its cause, its end, and the path, moment by moment. Right intention is choosing love over hate, kindness over harm, letting go instead of holding on. Right speech is speaking with honesty, kindness, and silence when words would harm. Right action is living with compassion, not harming, stealing, or abusing, but helping, healing, and honoring life.
Right livelihood means earning a living without harming others. Choosing work that supports life, not destroys it.
Right effort means guarding the mind, abandoning the unwholesome, nurturing the wholesome, again and again. Right mindfulness is being fully present, aware of body, feelings, mind, and truth, without judgment. Right concentration is one-pointed stillness, where the mind rests, fully unified and free. The Eightfold Path is one unified practice, lived fully in every moment, revealing the interconnection behind all things.
The Noble Eightfold Path shows us how to live, but why do we suffer in the first place?
There's something deeper, beneath even the Four Noble Truths. A hidden code, the engine of suffering and freedom. This is dependent origination.
Birth is not the beginning, it's the result. The visible tip of an invisible cycle of becoming.
Becoming creates worlds. Divine beings, demons, ghosts, animals, humans, shaped by our mind.
Clinging is the mind's desperate grip onto existence itself. Craving is the thirst that drives us, always reaching, never fulfilled.
Feeling arises from contact, pleasure, pain, or numbness, shaping our world within that we crave so much to become and exist in.
When our senses meet the world, eyes, ears, skin, contact arises.
Contact arises when a sense base, an object, and consciousness meet the spark that lights our inner world. With consciousness powering name and form, 6 sense bases arise. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind is our gateways to the world.
Name and form, mentality and materiality arise together. They shape how we experience the world. Consciousness arises with name and form. They depend on each other, like flame and fuel.
Past actions, volitional forces, push consciousness into becoming. It is not random, it is karmically driven. Intentions shape our future. These volitional formations condition the very stream of consciousness itself. Ignorance blinds us from seeing things as they truly are. It is the first spark that sets the cycle of suffering in motion. Because we didn't see the Four Noble Truths, we didn't see dependent origination, we created karma and began the cycle again.
This is the code behind the mind.
The cycle of becoming, of suffering. And the way out begins by seeing it clearly.
I spent my whole life trying to become somebody, but it was in letting go that I found peace. In the end, there was no I left to find, only the stillness of being and not being. Without a self to protect, all that remained was compassion. I realized I was never the roles I played. Beneath it all, I was simply awareness, watching.
And in that silence, something awakened beyond thought. A peace that could never be broken. I no longer needed to be somebody, because I was free, finally, to be nobody.
From that moment, I chose to live with clarity, not confusion, with love, not fear. I no longer searched for truth. I had become it. Not through thought, but by being still, by being nobody. May you too discover the truth that suffering ends when wisdom begins.
With deepest gratitude, I bow to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, the triple gem.
To my teachers, seen and unseen. To the human and divine guides who lit this path when all seemed lost, thank you. May all beings awaken. May we walk the path. May all beings awaken. May we walk the path.
May all beings awaken. May we walk the path.
To OpenAI and Google, this light be shared.